Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here. We are going to be looking ahead to today's NBA price picks for the 8th of April as normal. If you guys do go ahead and like the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate the support. And also hit that subscribe button as well for more lineup advice videos for price picks and for FanDuel as well. So yeah, like I said, we're just gonna go ahead and look at fantasy score. That's the main one we're gonna look at here at for NBA. Maybe some points, rebounds, and assists, kind of like we did last time. Sorry it took a couple days for me to get out videos for you guys for price picks, but here we are back at it. So, yeah. So as normal, we do have free and premium for you guys. If you want to do FanDuel or DraftKings, it's $25 for the rest of the season for each one separately, and the first two rounds of the playoffs. If you guys want to try out for price picks, only $20 per month. A lot cheaper than a lot of people that are out there. A lot of them do $20 per week, so definitely come try us out. Like I said, we have picks from our models and also for myself as well. If you want to try us out for FanDuel, $9 for the day or $5 for just one lineup. Like I said, we also have free lineups and free price picks that we post each day on our Twitter. Chris Anthony NBA One, like I said, follow us on Twitter. And like I said, message us as well, and get you guys all set up. Like I said, definitely watch out for those free picks that we do post for you guys. So yeah, so let's kind of go game by game, kind of depending on if I like them or not. So our first game that we're gonna look at here is the Atlanta game. We got a 226 and a 4.5 by the Magic. So I do like a couple of the Magic players here in a pace up spot for them. Should get a couple extra possessions here. So guys like Wagner and Paulo Banchero are two guys I really don't mind on the fantasy score, especially Wagner against San Antonio and Washington. Still hit it against teams that aren't as competitive. So this should be a pretty dang good game. And like I said, I like Wagner. Paulo Banchero, 47. That is getting up there, but this guy can pop off at any second. So I feel more comfortable with Wagner than Paulo. But like I said, I definitely don't mind either there. I'm not as high here on the Atlanta side since Orlando is a pretty dang good defense. So I'm going to lay off on a couple of those guys. And then we do have Indiana and Washington. Looks like theirs are up here. If Siakam sits in this one, I don't mind going back to the well with Miles Turner. Did pretty good last time out. So 36.9. I really think he can hit it here, like I said, depending on what's going on with Siakam. Siakam plays not as high on Turner, but still should be able to hit it here against Washington. But like I said, with Siakam back, it makes it a little bit more competitive over there. So yeah, if not, as of now, like I said, Turner would be on there if Siakam's out. Some of these other guys not too high on. Like I said, I'm just worried about the blowout potential in this game, which obviously a lot of us are in fantasy score. So this one's not as good fantasy score. Like I said, we'll go look at some of the other ones, other categories that don't matter on the spread and stuff like that. I'm moving on here, Cleveland and Chicago. This one's going to be interesting. So Giddy and Vukovic are both questionable as I'm doing this video. So you could maybe get in on some of these guys like Matthias Bazulius. You could maybe put him in there. They don't have a lot of Chicago guys for obvious reasons right now. They're only really the two injured guys. Um, Garland, I think he could hit that 39, but like I said, I'm more interested in Chicago, and that's why they're holding these dudes. But I will probably check back into Chicago, and you guys should as well. If Giddy and Vuk are out, that is a ton of usage rate. And like I said, 27.5, it's doable, but I would rather have maybe some of those other guys. And then here we got the Lakers and OKC. So this one's interesting. We'll see what's going on here. We have a 15.5 here. So I expect maybe one or two of these Laker guys to sit. I just don't know who. I don't know if it really messes them up in the standings or not. Maybe they can afford to sit here, but you can't really touch them right now. I do like DeAndre Hunter at 23.5 without Mitchell in there. I especially with Chicago. I forgot to mention him. So another guy that I don't mind taking a little shot on. Edwards at 39.5 here in a closer game against Milwaukee. I don't mind it. He's been hitting that almost every single time, so I think 39.5 is a little bit low. And it is one of the closer ones with the 222 and a 5.5. I think it slightly goes over that 222, but this should be a good one. I don't mind 39.5, like I said, over for Edwards in this one. See what else they got. Some of these guys that I like. Um, I think Curry is doable at 40. I think he could easily hit that. It's just there's no Kevin Durant, and he only had 13 against Houston, so it's kind of like, do you really want to go that way? I think he could easily hit it, but slightly if with that one there. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi Leonard sits here. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, you could always maybe put in Dunn. I think Dunn without Leonard could get you 22, 23. So if you want to take a little shot, you can put him in now because I expect him to get boosted up a little bit. And that's really it for the fantasy score area. Let's go look at points, rebounds, and assists. I like looking at this one as well. Once again, we got Franz Wagner at 36, kind of an all-around player, kind of just been sliding by with it. So I could see the over there, but like I said, a little bit more cautious. But it is a faster-paced game and more competitive, so I think he should be able to hit that 36 because those other games, slight blowouts. So same thing with Pablo Bencaro with a 42. I think those guys could hit it. I know it's been a little bit close. Maybe models say differently, but I don't know. I don't mind it at all in this one. You got Memphis. I'm not really touching those guys. Should be a blowout, so I don't know how much I really want to touch any of those guys. I think Miles Bridges could hit your 27.5 here. Like I said, it's slight risky, but it's an up-paced game against Memphis. He's going to shoot the ball, 18, 20 times. I don't know how my models are saying it, but just looking at it, I could see the over on him. See what else we got. Like I said, depending on Siakam, if he's out 24.5 returner, I feel like is personally a little bit low. He's been hitting that pretty good, but like I said, depending on Siakam, if I would pull the trigger on that one. Same thing here with Chicago. They don't really have any of these guys. Like I said, I am very intrigued on Chicago in this one. Another one I don't mind looking at here is Antonio Reeves. I know a lot of you guys probably don't know a ton about him, but he had 27 last time out. If Jose Alvarado sits here again, which I hope he does, that's the only way that I'm going to be able to play Antonio Reeves here. Because if he doesn't, then I'm not too into him. Kelly Olynyk could be back, maybe take a couple of his shots, but like I said, I can't pull it up here, but I will tell you guys real quick. So, like I said, Alvarado did not play last time. Reeves got the start at shooting guard, played 37 minutes, had 23 points, shot 8 for 18. So I think if he goes out there, I think the 17.5, if he starts, should be pretty solid for Antonio Reeves. I don't, like I said, I also don't mind taking a shot here with Maxwell Lewis, another guy. He will be playing off the bench probably here for Brooklyn, but like I said, I'm not too for these Pelicans right now with a lot of these guys out. So like I said, Maxwell Lewis, 18 to 18 in his last two. There's a couple more injuries. Like I said, Brooklyn is just playing pretty low right now. Lewis had 27 minutes last time out. He had 12 shots. So I really don't mind going that way. And then the time before against Minnesota, he had 12 shots. So that's one thing I like about points, rebounds, and assists. I want to target a guy that's pretty aggressive on the offense, and I don't mind that. So 15.5, I think, for Maxwell is pretty doable. Maybe I like him a little bit more than Antonio Reeves in this situation, but still not too bad. I'm not sure if Claxton's going to play here. If he does, maybe you can. But look. So he is going to be available. Okay, so Claxton's going to be available. So I think 22.5 is really low for him. So maybe change a little bit on the Maxwell Lewis. So I apologize for that. But like I said, Claxton at 22.5 is really low. He's the only bad thing though is he's been playing only about 23, 24 minutes. So keep that in mind. But still don't mind Antonio Reeves if Jose Alvarado is out. Kelly Olynyk at 19.5. I think that's really low. I know he hasn't been playing great recently, but against the Pelicans, he could hit it. But like I said, I just don't know if they want to really play him in minutes wise. And the same thing with Boston. Can't really say much with all the injuries that's really going on with them right now. Same thing with LA. We don't know what's going on, if they're going to sit their guys or not. Um, I mean, this should be competitive. We got Giannis at what 50.5. He's been destroying that. I think he could be able to hit that here. Minnesota a little bit better defensively, but they don't have he don't have Lillard, so I think he's going to be one of the main guys to really look at. Really don't mind looking at Rudy. Also, it looks like he's got a fireball. He's been popping off here. like I said, could be a trap, but also 27.5 is looks pretty dang good on paper for him. I think Draymond could easily hit that 22.5 for you. That's not that bad for him if this game stays competitive. Houston game wasn't great, so like I said, a little bit more with the Draymond than the other ones. See if there's anything else down here I like for you guys. That's mostly it. Like I said, if you guys think that Kawhi's going to sit, I think he might sit. Like I said, it's a back to back. I know he played the last one, but it's a little bit later in the season. They play Houston tomorrow. I just think the Chris Dunn here, as I click on it, Chris Dunn 13.5. I just think it's a little low. I don't know. I just think if Leonard's out, I know it's not the main spot for him. He may or may not start, but I still think it's going to impact Chris Dunn just a little bit with Kawhi being out. So I don't know. His numbers are just a little low. Powell, I don't know if I really want to take a shot on. Harden's right where he should be. So that's kind of what we got going on there. So as normal, you guys want me to talk points, rebounds, and fantasy score? Those are the main ones I look at. But if there's any other categories or any other sports you want me to look at, I can focus on those as well. So just let me know. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. I definitely do appreciate it. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. Also hit a thumbs up as well. If you guys want to try us out for premium for FanDuel or Prizepicks, FanDuel is 25 for the rest of the season, including the first two rounds of playoffs. And Prizepicks, it's only $20 per month, and like I said, a lot cheaper than everybody else. Less than $1 a day, and probably going to get, like I said, 4 to 6 picks per day. So that is very, very solid for less than $1 a day. Follow us on Twitter, Chris Anthony NBA1. That's where you're going to be able to hit us up about premium. Like I said, follow us for free ones. Turn on the notifications so you guys will be able to see us when we send out something. So once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.